Something that I've learned about manifesting is that there's 6 critical elements to manifesting the life that you want to live. When you're missing one of these 6 elements, your manifestations aren't going to come. They aren't going to be heard by the universe, and you're gonna have a really tough time getting your dreams to reach you and to come back to you. So I'm going to share the 6 elements that I use to manifest my life, the life that has gotten me my dream cars, my university, my careers, my friends and family. You're all able to use these elements to find the goodness and receive the benefits of them. So keep watching this video if you are ready to finally manifest your dream life. Welcome back to the channel, or if you're new here, welcome. We are going to talk about manifestation today. It's not just about wishing for things and hoping all this magical events are going to show up in your life. I've gone through so many trials and errors of trying to get things to come to me, and I really feel that I have perfected the way to manifest. One of the biggest things that I've learned is that we all need to stop clinging on to the outcome. I get it, it's really hard to not be in control once you set a big goal and you want to make sure that everything's perfect so that nothing deters you from reaching that goal. Trust me when I say that when you're putting up all these elements of control and trying to just make everything perfect, you're actually putting up barriers and obstacles in the way of the universe. If you've heard that saying before, there's too many cooks in the kitchen, I feel like that's what happens when we start putting too much grasp onto how things are going to be. The universe is head chef. You can't be little chef. You need to really let go and be okay in that feeling of discomfort of not ensuring that everything is perfect. Nothing is going to be perfect, and you need to show the universe that you trust in its timing and that it's working in your favor. When I was graduating out of college, I realized super last minute I am very interested in tech. I want to work in the tech field, I want a technical role, and on top of that, I want to work and live in Santa Monica. I had absolutely no background or experience in that field. Even though there were a lot of odds up against me, I knew that outcome was possible. I didn't exactly know the plan. I had no steps in between desire and outcome, but I knew it was going to happen for me. I remember I went to a college fair and I started talking to all of the companies that interested me, and I ended up talking to Oracle, and I learned that they are a tech company, and I started being interviewed for their sales role. I was told I was a great fit, but I knew deep in my heart I wanted to not just be in sales, I wanted to do something even more technical. I did not know how I was going to ever go from a sales role into something more technical at that company. I was really putting my manifestation out there. Going into my next interview with Oracle, I got a call back from the recruiter telling me that they actually want me to interview for the technical role. Of course, I was like, hell yeah. I did not control, I only prepared. I did my best to show up, and I got an offer. It was actually $20,000 more than the sales role, which then made it possible for me to stay in LA, and Oracle was based in Santa Monica. So I was able to live in the area, basically just receiving exactly what I had put out there. That has to be one of the most significant manifestations that I've encountered. Goes to show that when you know what's for you, there's no need to cling on to it. You need to let go once you put it out there. Okay, element number 2, I believe it's so important to get specific about what it is you are trying to manifest. When I wanted to go to USC, I wasn't just like, oh, I want to go to USC. I was putting it out there and ingraining it into my mind and speaking it to myself. I'm going to go to USC. I'm going to go to their business school. I'm going to be a Marshall business student in a year and a half from now after attending community college. I'm going to have a GPA above 4.2, and I'm going to get at least one internship so I can be even more attractive of an applicant for them. I did not just stop at I want to go to USC. I layered it more and more with specifications so that when I'm speaking it, the world, the universe, and God is like, I know exactly what you want and I understand your timing and I'm going to give it to you. When you do that, there's no questioning on what needs to be brought to you. So just be very specific and the path will open up for you. I feel like when you're also specific, you start to really recognize the actions that you need to take, because of course just talking and dreaming and repeating those two steps over and over aren't going to do anything. Like, the universe is working on the path, but you need to take action. When you're specific, you are also telling yourself what you need to do. And also, if you noticed, I talked about my manifestation of going to USC in the present tense. You want to not just say this for the universe to know that you are ready, but it's signaling to your subconscious that you are living out that life and that you are ready to take on the actions. It helps you also just like break down any doubts and barriers and makes you a lot more comfortable stepping into that manifestation so that when it does come, the universe knows that you're ready. After you put your manifestation out there, you need to be patient and you need to let the universe do its work. I know it's very hard because we live in a world where we're seeing like the highlights and we are seeing people really just feed off of this get rich quick or get blank quick type of, let's say, scheme. And when we are constantly consuming that type of entertainment and that type of information, it really diminishes our ability to be patient. We expect ourselves to live their life automatically. But the thing is, when we're consuming TikToks and Reels and Shorts on social media, it's only about the highlights. We never get to actually see, if we scroll all the way down to where their profile started, like, we're most likely not going to see their day one of struggle and trial and errors. Just be aware that what you are consuming and the content that you are seeing, it's causing you to be impatient. We're forgetting that everyone needs to wait for their timing. Their timing will come, but there's a lot more that goes into it than just what we see on social media. I also want to remind everyone that we're all on our own timelines. Not everyone's day one is going to look exactly the same. There's going to be road bumps, some are going to be linear. Just recite and remind yourself that you're on your own timeline, it's true to you, and the universe has laid out your path this way for its own reason. Okay, let's talk about something super important. It's living and breathing and having an abundant mindset. This one is huge, and so many of us live in a scarcity mindset. You know that type of thinking where you're like, there's not enough out there for me, I am too late to the game, it's already saturated, there's no room for me at the table. It's that type of mindset and thoughts and perceptions that really show that you're not living abundantly, but you really can, and by doing that, it is going to really help you with what we had just talked about, which was being patient. It's going to keep you from looking at your social media and thinking, that person's living such a great life because they took that risk, they came in at the perfect time. Like, no matter what the timing is, it's going to work out for you. There is enough resources out there for everyone. There is enough money, there's enough time, there's enough health, there's enough wealth, there's enough love, and there is enough space for you at the table. You just need to believe it. Because God is not sitting there at his table like rationing out if there's enough for you. I just want to say too, like, I know I'm talking about God and I am switching God and the universe interchangeably. I'm just talking about what I believe in, and so your God can be anything. Your God could be the universe. I just bring up God because I believe in him and it makes me feel safe and secure. You don't need to also, follow what I'm doing. Put your manifestations out into whatever you believe in. Going back to what I was saying, when you are living abundantly, you are then making space for all that is meant for you. It is just so critical and so important to be thinking in this sort of frame of mind. When I knew I wanted to go to USC, I remember I was like told from family members and even my college counselor, like, you don't want to go to USC. More like, you shouldn't go to USC. That's very expensive. You should really think of a different college. She would just like discourage me, thinking that there wasn't space for me at the table. And then even family members, they'd be like, oh, you want to go to USC? That's really hard to get into. And it's like, yes, I get that, but I believe I can get there. Even though the stats say there is a very low chance of an applicant getting admitted, that's not stopping me from believing that it's meant for me. I ignored everything that those people were telling me. I truly believed that there was a place for me on the admissions list. When it came to the money situation, when I was told like, that's very expensive, and I honestly thought to myself, like, I'm going to make it work. I don't come from a family that can afford that type of education, but I knew too I was going to make it work no matter what. There are so many ways for your education to be funded here in America, and I just knew that one of those resources was going to help me once I got admitted. If I would have listened to everyone's negative perception of my goal and my manifestation, I literally would have like not have seen any of the opportunities and all the blessings that were in front of me. And thank God I literally did not do what they told me to do and just apply no matter what, because I got in. I experienced some of the best years of my life there, and my life is only getting better because I did not let my scarcity mindset, thinking like only the rich go there or only super smart kids go there. So don't worry if there ever seems like there's a lack of, because when you live in an abundant mindset, you open yourself up to the universe, showing that you are able to receive, and you will truly receive what you desire. Okay, gratitude. Gratitude is one of my favorite things. It's something that I need to do more often, but every time I do, I just feel like 1,000 times better. A lot more joyful, a lot more happier, a lot lighter. Even when we're like not having a manifestation to work towards, like just being grateful for what we have can instantly just brighten your day and brighten the day of others around you too, because you are magnetic. Remember that. So if you take one thing away from this video, let it be this: be grateful. I get it though, when you're in a tough situation, it's very hard to find the silver lining. But here's the thing, that silver lining is in every experience. There is a positive to a negative. That is the beauty of duality that persists in our lives. Also, when you're grateful, that energy just vibrates enormously off of you, and so it attracts the right people who also are more positive and are going to just like enlighten you, really just make your whole journey of manifesting your goals a lot more enjoyable, a lot more fun, and feeling fulfilled. I just think it's so crazy how much your energy can shift when you start thinking in a more gratitude type of way. Gratitude really does put you at a higher level, a higher state of mind too. It's literally attracting more goodness into your life when you're practicing gratitude. Last but not least is to seek out signals from the universe. I'm sure that sounds silly and a bit like woo-woo, because not only are we manifesting, but now we're asking to like be shown signals. But this is something that like has really been occurring for me a lot, especially in the past 3 months. And I only started noticing more of these signals because I asked for them. And again, we're talking about manifestation. We're putting what we want out in the world and we are awaiting for it to come back to us. So I guess in a sense this isn't so woo-woo. It really does work, and when I started doing this on a more conscious level, I was honestly really shocked by how often the signals have always been around me. For instance, I've just been seeing a lot of angel numbers. So like the repetitiveness of certain numbers shown 3 times in a row are angel numbers. Like I'll see 1111 or I will see 333 views like for my Instagram post. Even my subscribers, once I hit 222, I was like, I noticed that. I noticed the signals out there. And at first, like when I would notice these things like a year ago before I really asked to see signals, I would just brush it off and be like, oh, that's cool. It's like, it's making me feel lucky. When I was really a lot more conscious about wanting to see them, I really felt like I was getting that support every single day from the universe, and the universe telling me like, hey, I got your back. I'm sorry if you hear dogs, they're barking. It's time for them to hang out. Ever since I started putting out a new manifestation in the world 3 months ago, I started seeing these signs, and it reminded me that the world is working in my favor and God is here looking down on me, and he is supporting me and putting me on the path for my manifestations to come back to me. As for signals too, when you do, they will come, maybe not instantly. It might take a few days, might take months or weeks, but ask for a signal, and when you notice it, notice too how it lifts up your spirits, knowing that you are supported. Sometimes they also come up when you're at the lowest points also, and I think that's why I want to end with asking for signals, because they're going to help you feel like you have the energy to keep going when you don't think that you do. I hope you all feel super inspired and ready to just let go of the outcome. So release control over the outcome, think abundantly, be specific about what you want, and practice gratitude and patience. I hope that you all took away lessons from how these 6 elements of manifestation are really going to help you get to what you desire and what you know is meant for you. But just know too that your manifestations are going to come back to you as long as you are really practicing these 6 elements. If this video has resonated with you, let me know in the comments what you're manifesting right now. So don't forget to also hit that subscribe button and like the video too if you really enjoyed it and you hopefully felt inspired from this video. I really love you guys all so much. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.